Well, my friends, speaking of arms supplies to Ukraine, despite promises from the United States to send defensive weapons to Kyiv, it's still not very clear whether the Patriot systems will be included in that shipment. And on that topic, according to documents obtained by Bloomberg, the U.S. Army plans to spend over $1.3 billion on Patriot system interceptors in the 2026 budget. That's because an internal Pentagon assessment showed that, as of today, the U.S. has only 25% of the stock it needs to fulfill its own war plans. The Americans have already purchased more than 2,000 PAC-3 MSE missiles throughout 2024, with another 214 expected by the end of this year. But for 2026, the goal is to buy another 224 missiles, with nearly half the funding coming from Operation Atlantic Resolve, which, as you know, is the Pentagon's initiative to reinforce NATO in Eastern Europe. In other words, the U.S. is rushing to replenish its arsenals in the face of pressure created by the constant arms shipments to Ukraine and the risk of new conflicts on NATO's eastern flank. So, here's the question. Will Washington be able to keep up this pace of restocking while continuing to supply Kyiv and support its allies? And what impact could this missile race have on European stability? And that's not even considering the U.S.'s fiscal deficits, right? Can those controversial recent tax cuts, which many say will deepen the national debt, really support Washington's growing arms race?